Hello, boys and girls, and everything between and beyond. My name is V, and welcome back to another deep dive into the Holostars rabbit hole. And the only reason I'm watching this is because I like Ruze, and I don't mind him going on tangents and just talking non-stop. But it is a subject that I'm not very fond of, so to say. So we're at the YouTube channel called Beard. I think it's how you pronounce it, Beard. And the title of today's video is Ruze explains Homestuck to Bettel and Shinri. Holostars and Crimson Ruze. And yeah, I'm pretty sure I have said my gripes about the Homestuck, but for those who didn't watch that video, I don't really have anything against Homestuck. It just I was when I was younger, and when Homestuck was relatively new, or like it hasn't had its conclusion yet. And there was a ton of it. Was just so much fan art and so much fan theories and stuff like that. And I was surrounded by people who talked non-stop about this, and which at the time didn't really bother me that much. But the same people that would go on and on and on non-stop about Homestuck, they never gave a shit whenever I had my things that I wanted to talk about. They were like, yeah, that's fine. They didn't give, they couldn't care less. So, and I'm salty about it. So now we're gonna see if Bettel and Shinri are doing like me and actually listening in and being somewhat engage in the conversation, or they're gonna be like my friends when I talk about things I'm interested in and just gonna ignore me is not the right word, but they are not as engaged in the conversation as I would like them to be. Yeah, so let's lean back, relax, grab a snack, grab a drink, and grab a friend, and let's listen to Ruze nerd out about something he likes.
Fucking game.
The game is I disconnected it. We've been in queue for just about 4:13. That's a little Homestuck joke for you. I'll re-queue us. I think we got glitched again.
Oh, a Homestuck joke.
Yeah.
Let's see. Homestuck probably began on Monday, April. The comic takes place also April 13, as evidence of the dates on John's calendar. April 13 is significant, and it's John's birthday. Homestuck also ends 7 years later on Wednesday. All right.
Yeah, you guys are big Homestuckers, right?
I'm a big yeah. I was super into that.
Yup.
All the Homestucks.
Yeah, like why are they stuck in their home? Just like go outside.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Is it about being stuck in home?
Do you want to know what it's about? I can explain it in less than a minute.
No, that's okay. I'm good.
It'll
Maybe
take
the home itself is stuck.
I'll tell you what. I'm gonna explain what Homestuck is until we get to find a match.
Oh no.
Okay, so Homestuck is a webcomic about 4 kids who play a game that ends all of reality.
Pause.
Okay.
Why are they gray?
They're not, actually. So those are aliens. So Homestuck is about 4 regular kids who find games that end all of reality when they play them, but they don't know it when they get a hold of the game. So then they get transported into the game along with their homes, which they are stuck in. Okay.
So it's an isekai?
It is. It's the best isekai, the best written isekai around, period.
Oh, okay, continue.
Okay, so they get into the game, and when they get into the game, they're assigned class specs, which are their associated elements and classes, right? So like the main character, John Egbert, is associated as the heir of breath, which makes him the inheritor of all wind, which is pretty cool or whatever. And then eventually they realize that their session is doomed. They can't actually win the game. And if they do win the game, they're gods. But because they can't win, they're doomed to die there along with all of their loved ones. Because a couple of...
If you die in the game, do you die for real?
Yeah, it kills you because you actually, the whole, like, Earth is actually literally destroyed. It's not like you get transported. Like, Earth is destroyed by meteors, and if you don't get into the game fast enough, you die too.
Wait. So they're getting into the game to save themselves from a meteor?
And their families, some of their family members, yeah.
So Earth is already so Earth is going to die.
Well, it's an extremely
I see that Bettel taking my approach and actually engaging in this, while Shinri is just existing. Yeah, that's nice. Let's see. As John and Rose begin to meddle with the game, John discovers a meteor blamed towards his house, apparently triggered by the creation of the kernel sprite. The sobering reality hits Rose. She discovers that Spurb is a game that destroys the world. It's it's able to do this by sending meteors down to Earth through portals around Skya. Only those that enter the medium survives. Okay.
interesting plot point where they debate with themselves the morality of what they've done and whether or not they triggered Earth being destroyed or if Earth was already doomed and they just managed to escape it by finding these games, because it's up in the
How
air.
is them going into the game triggering a cosmic event?
Because they were destined to play the game, because time is actually cyclical, and that's how they find out that their session is doomed and that they need help from these aliens called the trolls, who are the gray-skinned ones. And so they intersect with each other's sessions, and then they fly to a third, not doomed session. Oh,
So the trolls are from another planet
Yup.
in the same universe as Earth. They're not in the game. They're another species going into the game.
100%, but they were actually in the game before the humans. They won the game, and right before they could finish winning the game, a legendary enemy came and cut the door to their new universe in half. They were supposed to be the gods of the human universe, which is why they wear the, astrological signs, because those are holdovers from their influence on our universe. All of humanity was made by the trolls, but subsequently, all of the trolls were made by humanity. Oh.
So the trolls are like the precursors. They're the forerunners?
Yes, they're the forerunners of humanity, except they were
Ah, that's a good way to explain it. I never thought about that. Also, not really a big Halo fan. Well, I don't mind it. It's just sci-fi is not really my thing.
originally galaxy-spanning conquerors, but because it was just troll children who played the game, they weren't quite indoctrinated into their genocide-heavy. Oh, go ahead.
Hold up. So they're just kids who call themselves gods. They're not actual. They
Eventually do become gods if they survive long. Well, it's not winning. You have to die in the game on your quest bed at the right time in the right place and unite with your spirit self to become a god.
Pick your hero.
I don't care. Game started.
Game started.
Yeah, that's basically how I feel about it. Like, yeah, interesting. Now, something completely different.
That is actually so much more than I could ever have expected from Homestuck. I thought
Thanks,
it was
Bettel.
like a rage. I thought it was a rage comic equivalent series.
It starts out very much like just coding jokes and like, I don't know, fucking early 2000s internet humor, and then very quickly it turns into an
like, oh, wait,
actual
let's take a
drama
look.
about
Why?
growing up, yeah.
That's how all things start. You know, it starts with like
30
something
seconds
really
before
like
Get ready.
inconsequential, and then it just builds upon itself, and then I feel like sometimes it loses the sauce.
Yeah. It did lose the sauce,
No,
unfortunately.
It's like Arcane. You start by robbing a house, and then by
Yeah.
the end, you're killing God.
Exactly, 100%.
Exactly.
They eventually have to fight Lord English, who's the lord of all time and space, and his tagline is, you can't beat him because he's already here, because he's at all places in time all of the time.
So how do they beat him?
They have to find a legendary god-slaying artifact, and the Knight of
So they
Time.
do beat him.
No, they don't actually. They fail to beat him because the guy who was destined to kill him refuses to fight because he's tired of being a fighter. His arc is learning that he wasn't supposed to be a fighter at all, and that he was abused growing up, and that he was probably not treated very well by being trained to be a warrior when he just wanted to be a kid. When he just wanted to be.
Man.
What if we die?
So he was treated like one of those like medieval what's the like monarch children that's like from the point you have said your first word, you will be trained in militaries and economics, diplomacy and stuff like that. Yeah, I can see that's messing up someone. Like not to go into like historical people, but I think it was like Karl the 12th, one of the Swedish kings. Like he became king at the age of 15, and he was so indoctrinated by the church. He believed he was like was chosen by God. So I can see being trained. Like he was more or less like one of those that he was told from birth that he had a higher purpose, and he was like indoctrinated and was like he had to do studies in like warfare and stuff like that. And I can see if you start very early, that's gonna mess you up.
If we die in this game, we die for real.
Not for me though.
Died yet?
Nah, I'm immune. I'm
Play
immune.
this like Homestuck.
Okay. Play this like Homestuck is not something I thought I would have Bettel say in 2025, but alright. I kind of wish I didn't hear it.
No.
Same. Come here. You almost got Homestuck, brother.
I almost got Homestuck, bro.
Dude, you almost got stuck at home.
I don't want to be stuck at home. GG's. Holy shit, I didn't die. I didn't get
Homestuck. Yeah, none of us had Homestuck. Wow, we did it, guys.
We made it. I became God.
You did. Let's go.
No. To become God, you have to die on your quest bed.
On a Tuesday at 6:01 p.m. or whatever the fuck you said.
Yeah, exactly.
Can I just like decide my chair is my quest bed?
Nah. So what happens is you got to find your quest bed by defeating the denizen of your personalized planet. So the game reads you and your destiny as a whole and gives you a planet that is tailor-made to help you grow as a person. And then you have to beat the god of that planet and then die on your quest bed after you unlock it. All right, so listen, here's how it works. Let me explain.
Oh my god.
What's wrong?
No, keep going. We're in the lobby. It's good.
Oh, okay, cool. Any other questions before I keep going?
No, keep going. I'm ready.
All right, so after you become a god, you're essentially immortal, but it's a conditional immortality, right? So the idea is you cannot die unless you die a just or a heroic death, right?
What
so
defines that?
if you are dying a just death, it's because you deserved to die, essentially. If you're dying a heroic death, it's because you sacrificed yourself to do something
to be
important.
Immortal, you have to be passive and indifferent.
Yes, which is the point. It's teaching you that immortality is inherently in itself kind of pointless, because if you have an immortality that doesn't allow you to help the people you care about or to at least pursue personal goals, then what's the point of immortality?
Right. Okay,
Why not just win?
Yeah, you could just win. You could just not die. If you just don't die, then you're fine.
Okay, keep going.
Oh, okay, sorry. So anyway, what happens is the kids meet the trolls and the kids group up. They go together to the Alpha universe, which is actually where the kids' parents were playing the game in a different reality, where the kids themselves were the guardians of their parents, right? So like the main character, John Egbert, is actually the father of his father, or his grandma in that universe. That makes sense? Right?
Whoa, wait, hold on.
Right, so...
He is the father of his father?
No, sorry. He's the grandfather of his grandmother. So in the main game, where John gets sucked into the fucking game, right? His guardian is his dad, but his ancestor is his grandma. So in the alternate universe, his grandma's playing as a kid, and he's her grandpa. Does that make sense?
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
I was so with you for a little bit, and now it's lost me. That makes no sense.
You see, the reason this happens is because all of the kids and their ancestors are actually genetic clones created by Dave Strider and Jade Harley throughout the game. They would not exist if they hadn't created themselves through a time paradox, because they themselves have always been genetic clones of themselves through their own DNA.
Why did Jade and Steve Harvey make clones?
Well, Two-Face and Jade were working together to make clones because they needed to get the Genesis frog going, and it was actually just kind of a side thing that happened when they were working on the Genesis frog. The Genesis frog is what all of reality is housed inside, right? So to breed the new reality where you will be gods, yeah, you have to breed a god frog that holds a universe inside of its belly. If you do that, you can...
All right, now we're starting to get into the things I have never heard about. Like, this is at the point when I stopped listening.
go into that universe. Well, you have to find the perfect exact genetic code for the perfect frog of all realities. So it takes a while. Usually it's done by a player of space and a knight player. So the class knight usually helps the space aspect in some way.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gone.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
Lost me. So I'm thinking you're talking about frogs, but then my grandmother is my dad or something, and I can't.
No. So whoever your guardian is, you're probably genetically also their sibling / parent. That makes sense?
No, because that literally doesn't make sense.
Sure it
Like,
does.
It's not that I don't get it. That just doesn't make sense.
Sure it does.
You can't be both.
It's a
It's the grandfather paradox, I think. But way more complicated.
time paradox. They created themselves, essentially.
Okay,
So it's a circle.
Yeah, it's a
I see,
circle.
'cause
It's
I see.
yeah.
So it's redundant.
in
Is it
fun
still
of.
going?
There is a Homestuck too, yeah.
What do you mean Homestuck 2? Like Overwatch 2?
Well, sort of, but it follows what happens to the kids after they kind of win the game and become the gods of a new universe and
So
what
it's-
being
it's
a god is
Homestuck
like.
Shippuden?
Yes, yeah, it's Homestuck Shippuden, yes. And then eventually they get to those characters' kids, and those are the new main characters. So then it's Boruto. So,
Homestuck Boruto, yeah.
Oh no.
What the fuck?
they did cancel Homestuck 2's PvE mode, though, unfortunately. You're right.
That's okay, you know.
Okay, that was a lot of information. Most of that I have heard before by other people. Some new, like the frog thing, I had no idea about. Maybe either it was because I stopped listening to people talking about it, or because it's was like too new because for me too. And that there was a Homestuck 2 I had no idea about. And yeah, I as someone who has things I enjoy talking about, like lore-wise, like I'm a huge like Legacy of Kain nerd. I love the lore and everything that happened in that universe. The problem is I have no one to talk about it. I talk about it with, because it's an older series, and like it's like the few people I have met that knows about it have like just played like 1 or 2 of the games, and like I'm like at the level that I fall asleep to like Legacy of Kain lore videos and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm really nerdy about it, and of course no one is willing to listen to me, and I'm not gonna bore you with even if you're interested. This is not a video for me to talk about the Legacy of Kain, but yeah, hopefully some point in the future I will have someone to like Ruze who can explain Homestuck, and I can have someone to explain Legacy of Kain lore. But for now, thank you so much for watching this video with me. Thank you for liking the video. Thank you for subscribing. Let me know down in the comments if I should check something out more, and let me know what is your like thing that you can like just talk about for hours and hours, like Ruze can do with Homestuck for one reason or another. But yeah, have a good whatever it is where you are, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.